Hey guys and girls, and welcome to our brand new series called Avorion Uncut. And before we begin, consider subscribing, commenting, liking, all that fun stuff. You guys probably notice I have been answering almost every comment possible. I love talking to you guys. I spend half an hour to an hour a day doing it, and it's just enjoyable. So yeah, make sure you do all that. So before we begin, I'm going to explain what Avorion Uncut is. Avorion Uncut is a new Let's Play series that I'm doing on the channel, which is basically no more skipping. So the way my co-op series and other series have gone is I might play 30 minutes, then play 6 hours, and then play another 30 minutes. And those 30 minutes is when I record. So 30 minutes recording, play 6 hours, 30 minutes recording, play 6 hours. And some people are actually saying that they don't like that. They want to see a bit more, like how did I do this, how did I do that? And so I'm thinking of doing an Uncut series, which, well, I'm going to do now. Or at least we're going to give it a try, and you guys can comment what you think about it over time. But the theme of the Uncut series is legitimately uncut. So you guys can decide if you want more than one episode a day. I'd love to hear your feedback. If more than one episode is too much, I will only just do the one episode. If you guys can handle 2 episodes a day, I'm more than willing to do one in the morning, one in the evening, something like that. Don't worry, I won't burn myself, because an uncut series like this, you know, instead of me spending 6 hours, there's going to be actually more footage than normal. So I think it's going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to have to try to keep away from the computer because I don't want to buffer it too much. You know, if I play for, 5 hours in a technical sense, that could be 10 hours of gameplay. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So let's get started, and we're going to do single player. And I know a lot of people had suggestions, so let's call SL Uncut. And SL Uncut. And we're going to put the difficulty to insane. Don't ask why. People suggested we put it harder. So basically this means every enemy hits you 100% more damage. So that'll be interesting. You will not play online, so we're going to play single player. I haven't done the single player playing yet, so I think this will be interesting. And then we do the connecting. It'll take a little bit at first to get started, just because it has to generate, your area that you're going into, and it's preparing and getting ready. Plus, we're running the server locally, so it's kind of, in a sense, if you don't know how the single player works in Avorion, it's basically booting up the server in the background and getting it ready. Now, Avorion actually starts up really fast to almost any other game out there, and oh my goodness, you think I just cheated, right? Yeah, titanium already in the game. Oh wow, that's some pure luck right there. So let's get started. Now some people want me to do Iron Age, so I think I will. Slow it down a bit and go for Iron. So we'll build with some Iron as well. I'll use this for Containment Field. The Containment Field, if you don't know, is basically something you put on your ship. So let's say your ship is made out of 500 blocks. When you go into ship-to-ship combat, what happens now is that those ships might destroy my my blocks, and they'll destroy them individually, and I'll start losing block after block just left and right, and it gets really annoying. So what you do here with the containment field is you can basically have it all around your ship, and it'll help prevent the blocks from breaking. Basically, they get 10 times the durability, but let's say you have 10 different blocks. It will migrate all the damage throughout the entire ship, in a sense. So they'll still be able to break that block, but it'll take a lot longer to break it. But your HP is still counted in there. So, if they go through that 10, if you had 10 blocks and they break one block, your ship would blow up, in a sense. Like, you're not getting extra HP out of it. It's just spreading the damage through the hull. And yeah, that's pretty cool anyways. Very useful. So look at that, we already got 586 titanium. So we're in a drone ship. This is what you start with. They're very, very tiny. It's what you first start with when you play Avorion. And it looks like our credits are the same, though. You get 10k credits still, even on the insane difficulty. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Now you can see I'm going to mine probably iron a little faster. This might not have been as big anyways, but These mining lasers are probably a bit more tuned for iron level mining anyways. There you go. Yeah, it wasn't as much. So where's some more iron? There we go. And I'm hitting the space key here. I might as well, tell you what I'm doing here and there, at least because I know some people might be brand new watching this series. So I'm hitting the space key here to boost. And this just lets me boost to this asteroid. And if you're doing this on a big ship, you're probably going to waste a lot of power. On this, it's not too bad. It doesn't eat too much power. But you only go to, I think, about 300 meters a second anyways when you're boosting. So it's not that incredibly crazy. And when you click the asteroid, you can see that I have down here on the right, says iron over here, and it says 3,500. This is legitimately saying 3,500 iron. But you probably notice I'm not getting 3,500 iron because I got my drone here, iron mining level, and it only does 14 efficiency. So I'm only getting 14% of the ores. Now the highest I think I've gotten around before was about a 50 or so efficiency, but nothing too crazy. Also, with this series, I'm not going to focus as much in combat. Like, sure, I will do combat here and there, but I'm going to try to focus more on things like trading. I want to give trading a decent try. I want to give it, a try, learn about it. I might make some factories, things like that. Though factories kind of don't work out really well because if you leave the system, it kind of screws them up. But I do want to try to put more effort into playing with some of the game mechanics, things like that. Also, I want to, do a turret factory and use the turret factory and maybe even produce my own goods over time. There's a mod out there which kind of simulates production over time in the background, though I don't think you can make money through it. It will let you kind of simulate, how much resources you should have made when you were in the system. So the idea is, okay, you have 100, let's say it's a mine and you have 100 copper, and then you come back, it might be 1,000 copper because it produces that copper while you weren't there. It kind of like simulates it in the background, which is kind of cool. So we're probably going to check out that mod over time. Might even do a let's play on it, or not let's play, a mod spotlight on it. But it has some neat features too, that you can actually transport the asteroids to other systems. So you can legitimately basically put it in your warp field, I guess you want to call it, and jump it to other systems. And when you do that, you're able to put it all into one system. So you can make, like, say, a big complex sort of factory style thing. Not quite like X3, but in the sense, at least you could move a bunch of them into the same system. Because the way it is now, they would be scattered everywhere. But we'll see how we do it. That's further down the line. It will be interesting, but it'll be something fun. One thing I wouldn't mind as a mod or a feature down the road is building. You can build anywhere, and one of the things I hope the developer considers is shipyard building only. He did apparently do that at one point, but then decided against it because I guess people were annoyed by that. I don't get that. It's like they always had to go to a shipyard. I'm like, but isn't that the kind of the point? You go to the shipyard to mine, but we'll see how it goes. And for you guys and girls who don't know much about the modding in this game, the modding is quite incredible. It's Lua, and so script-based, and it's quite detailed. Like, the amount of people who have been doing it is it's quite fascinating, and there's a lot of mods already out there. Not anything crazy yet. Like, the most crazy one, I think it would be the one where it simulates, in the background, the production. But I'm looking forward to, months and years of people adding new content. I'm actually looking forward to, like, say, new missions as well. I wouldn't mind seeing quite a bit of new missions added to the game because I think that would add an appeal for sure. Okay. So let's build ourselves a ship. So we're going to hit this thing up here, Founder Ship, and we're going to call it Kane 01. I call them this because, well, Kane doesn't matter because it's single player, but the 01 basically represents, we're going to hit B key now. Basically, it represents the version or the model of the ship. I shouldn't say the version, but basically the ship hull. So when I lose it, then I make it 02, so we kind of have a count of what ships I've lost over time. So you start with yourself an iron hull, And there's a lot of tools here you can do. You can turn off safe mode here, and we can hit W and we can rescale this just a bit, and then what we can do is we can middle mouse this and delete that, and that's how you can make even a smaller hull if you want. So I'm not a shipbuilder. I'm gonna let you guys know I always build my ships sort of similar, and that's how it's gonna always be. I'm not a designer. I'm not a builder when it comes to things like that. I just enjoy building my ugly ships, and that's sort of how I've done it for a long time. And then we just go from there, really. So let's go. We're gonna go all iron. Oh, and I was an idiot, so I wasn't following the line there. So let's fix this up here. There you go. We didn't do too bad there. And we're gonna, this is the direction you go, right? So your thrusters, your engines, I'm sorry, can only be placed the one way. You can't rotate them or anything like that. So you don't have to worry too much about where they're gonna go anyways. There you go. So those are my engines. And then we're gonna want to put thrusters, things like that on here. Thrusters, doesn't matter at this time of recording. It doesn't matter if it's volume based or out based, because if you look here, this will add brake 6.5. This will add, if you can believe this, 6.9. So it's actually better to have it flat. Now this is not going to be always the case. The developer is highly considering changing this mechanic so it's volume based, and he let us know in the last update that was coming. So I just want to let you know that this might not be worthwhile down the road. Right now though, it is based on what you see. So somebody said let's do more grid stepping. So I'm not really good at this grid stepping, but this should give you scale stepping. You know what? Let's scale grid size. There we go. So you can kind of make it more accurate if you want. There you go. So this is how you can fix it to get your blocks a little more accurate. Now, I put it really small, but it definitely worked out. Very cool. So now you can see we have a brake thrust of 36.5, which is quite decent. Now you remember that titanium I said? I'm going to go and put that now. So we're going to go into titanium. You actually can use your middle mouse and scroll through here, by the way. So we're going to look for integrity field. Now you probably don't need a big chunk of the integrity field. You just need enough to get your goods going here. But there you go. We'll put that there. And there you go. It covers the entire ship. That's probably way too big of an integrity field anyways. But yeah, it looks kind of cool. It's not even really in place well, but... There you go. And yeah, let's go and give ourselves. So another thing that unlocks in titanium, I believe, is a generator and energy container. We probably don't need that at low levels, but you don't get that with your iron. But since our ship is supposed to be mostly made out of iron, we're going to go with that. So now this is our first ship. Now this is a crappy ship. It's not going to do much for us, but we're going to put turrets on, mining turrets. And these are actually 21.8 efficiency. Woo! 3.2 damage. That is really nice. That's a lot better than what we had. Now, these can't go on to the thruster, so keep that in mind. I'm going to place them here and here. There you go. And there we go. This is our tiny ship, which that is our drone. That's what our drone looked like. Give you a scale size. That is pretty friggin' ridiculous. Pretty awesome. And then we'll escape, and there you go. And you can hit Alt and hold it down to move your ship up and down, kind of to readjust it. And if we target ourselves, you can hold Shift and just click yourself, middle mouse. We can see that now we're moving 252, a lot faster than our drone just without boosts. And now if we use boosts, you can see the power usage at the top. Now we shouldn't have to worry about that too much, but it gives you an idea. So we can do about 1,000. You're going to start seeing my battery at the bottom there drain in a second here. It'll take a little bit, but there it goes, starting to drain. But we'll let go here anyways, and this ship will stop pretty fast. So a lot of people notice I make very small ships when I first start. The reason for this is it's cheap, it's not a big deal, and it lets me be able to easily maneuver and things like that. Now, I almost forgot. I was being a derp. Notice all the errors at the top. I have no crew on this ship. My ship is actually slower. It's also going to start taking damage. You can see here that the green here is slightly taking a bit of damage, and my ship is actually falling apart as we speak because you need a crew to maintain your ship, and I kind of derped up and wasn't even thinking of that. And we're going to probably need a crew quarter on our ship as well, so we're going to go back to the edit mode here quickly. And the crew quarter is this block right here. And we're going to go, let's put the stepping back to something a little higher. Okay, so we're going to bring this down. Let's say, yeah, let's do this, and then we'll bring it to the... Oh, interesting. The stepping there won't make it fit there. It's like, hey, don't be a pain. There you go. And now on the side here, you should have more crew. 0.5, that actually didn't make a big difference. Yeah, at low levels, crew's kind of annoying because they don't really work out as well as one would hope. Let's put it here. We can mirror this, so if you like, you can go X mirror. And there he goes. It mirrors it on that side. There you go. So now my crew is sorry, I get blind when I look here. 7. So 7 in total, which is good because we need 4 or 5. We didn't even need that much actually. Maybe we'll remove this because it'll make us lighter and we can get more crew later. So I need 4 miners, 1 mechanic, and that's it. I don't even need an engineer. That'll work actually. So let's go to our first place here. I just saw where I wanted to go. Oh yeah, the module place here. So you can middle mouse button this guy, and you can hit F, and you can say buy cell turrets, buy upgrades, hire crew. Here's your crew. You won't be able to do it remotely. Well, you shouldn't be able to, but if we go 4, it says you must dock at the station to hire new crewmen, which of course that makes sense. You need to be able to pick them up. Now, there's a mod which I might have on here. I don't know if I got it removed in an update or not yet. But basically, it lets me dock without actually having to dock, which is kind of nice. So, like, you see there's the docking ports here. When you first start out, it's not a big deal. These ships like destroying docking ports. Let's see if this guy screws up. Oh, no, he's actually staying his distance. I've seen ships actually destroy them, but when you get close enough, you'll see the F block. See how it says F there? So we can go here, and we can go, okay, let's hire a crew, and we want 4. Now, we could do it in more detail and get the ones that it wants us to get, so we can open our ship menu here. And so we need 4 miners and 1 mechanic. So here's a mechanic. We'll get 1, but this guy will act as actual 1.5 mechanic. So you'll actually get a bit of a boost there, which will give us 130%. So it's kind of better to get the more detailed ones. Now, we don't unfortunately have any miners at the station. We could go check another station, but at this sense, it's just easier to go like this and boom. And there you go. And it's on auto assign. You can turn it off and assign and dismiss and things like that on your own, but we'll keep it on the auto assign. Makes our life easier. And now our ship might actually go a little faster. I know that was mechanic. I think that might be engineering, so we're probably going to stay at the same... Yeah, we are. Now, if your ship was big enough and needed a bunch of engineers, I'm pretty sure your ship will actually be at a slower speed than normal, and then you have to kind of worry about that. Okay, so let's do some mining, shall we, my friends? Now, this should work out a lot better when mining. Oh, yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So now we're kind of mining. We got a better ship for mining. And, you know, like I said, this ship is small. It's maneuverable. It would get destroyed pretty fast if I got into a fight. But it's meant more for mining and a simple mining ship at that. It's meant for me to go around and be able to just mine iron and some of these asteroids, maybe get some more titanium, and sort of work on building ourselves a bigger ship over time that can take a few hits, things like that. There we go. And don't forget, we can always jump to another system as well. We don't have to be in this system. There is about 1 million systems in the game, a little less because there's these things called rifts and things that prevent you from going there. So, you know, that would take out a few systems, but you can go as far as the eye can see in a sense, and it's pretty cool, to be honest. It's quite fun, actually. So, yeah. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit more iron around here. And then what we'll do is the next episode, I think we'll do a bit of exploration. I like to explore the systems a bit in the area just to see what we have, what there is to offer us, just to scout and see, like, you know, so we know what buildings and factories and things there are there. I'd also like to get into or understand a bit more of the trading. Now, you kind of want a trading module, so that might take us a while to get, but maybe we can get them through salvaging. If we're going to try to be a little less hostile than normal, we're going to want to get into things like salvaging and find a salvage yard. You can buy a license there, and then you can salvage all the goods, and then you can start getting things like modules and turret upgrades and things like that, which is quite fun. We could also buy these things as well, but buying them is a little harder. You're going to want some sort of trade program, though, module to help with trading, though. Look at that iron just stacking up there. Excellent. Oh, dodge, dodge, dodge. Woo! Now, we're pretty small mass-wise, so we might have actually done it and bounced a bit more than anything. But at the same time, we might have been in a lot more trouble. So this is a big asteroid. There you go. And you have to pay your crew, by the way. So there's a little more, you know, RPG element, I guess, into this. I don't know if you want to call it RPG. I call it RPG. I guess it's more like tycoon kind of elements. I don't know what you want to call it. But either way, you pay them per hour, but you pay them... I mean, like everyone, you get a certain amount per hour, I should say, but you pay them every 3 hours in real life time or game time. And then we have to pay them, so that's kind of cool. If we click here, I'll show you quickly. Ship menu, the first one. So they cost 1.350 credits. So they cost 1,350 credits an hour times 3 when I have to pay them. And you can see I have very little credits, so it's something we have to earn over time. So we're going to probably have to sort of help out here and there with some pirates and stuff like that to earn a bit of cash. But we could probably find an asteroid in the system as well. There's sometimes a big asteroid. I almost think it's almost always has a big one in a system. Now, there is a scanning module that we can get to help us with that. But, you know, as we're brand new, we don't have the scanning module yet. But if we can find this asteroid, we can probably make, like, you know, between 25 and maybe 50K credits to get us started. And it's one that you can build a station on, but I would recommend just selling them when you first get them because they're worth, you know, they're worth the dough anyways. You can also sell your raw materials too, so keep that in mind. Somebody had suggested that if you're in a high level area, you can backtrack and sell your materials in a low sect area, and they'll pay you a lot more in credits for those items, so keep that in mind as well. That station actually should be here. Not the shipyard, but it will look like the metal bar one. There you go. Or I like to call planks of wood. But it's a resource depot, and oops, I didn't mean to do the hire crew. Trade materials, you can see here. So if you sell to them, they will usually, I'm not 100% sure, but they usually will pay a bit more because things like neonite and trinium is rare in this area, so they'll give you maybe 10 credits for them. Which is interesting because I think I saw a player buying it for about 10 credits on our server. We have a big server up that other people play. This guy doesn't have good rep with us yet, so he's neutral probably, or poor. Relations are just poor. Well, that's too bad. If he has a wonderful daughter, we can maybe unpoor those relations. Let's see here. before we go, can I spot the big asteroid here? There's probably one in the system, like I said, but they're kind of hard to see. This is a big asteroid field. Like, if you think about it, if you look on the map here heading M, there's 1,698 asteroids, there's 5 ships, 5 stations, 0 wreckage. This does have my eye intrigued, to be honest. I don't think this is it, but it looks like it could be. Nah, too misshaped, I think. Yeah. Oh, crap. So you would know if it was it, because when you're with less than 0.2 kilometers, it'd have an interact menu that you can interact with it. But the chances of finding it just like that are kind of harder, especially when you have a lot of them, but I'm pretty sure none of those are going to be it. Oh, look at this, a little more titanium. Oh! And hopefully you enjoy this Let's Play series. Sometimes doing the co-op one is a little harder because I wait for Togi, and co-op is kind of hard in this game right now. It's more like, you know, we're trying to do a co-op series, but it feels like more a single-player series, and I don't blame some people who bring that up because, well, unfortunately there isn't a lot of good co-op features in this game. Even if we try to do a boss together, only one person gets rewarded. If we do a mission together, only one person gets rewarded. So when it comes to the cooperative gameplay, it's not as cooperative gameplay as one would want yet. Hopefully that will change over time, but look at that. See, these take a long time to go through. But we're getting more titanium. Even though you're like, well, this is your second titanium, and this one seems almost as slow as the other one or whatever. It isn't, trust me, because we've earned over 1,000 titanium from this one alone. If you look at the right, it adds up if you get it in decent timings. So we've gotten 1,098 titanium just from that. So we got pretty much double, or, well, triple, I guess. I'm not sure what you say. If you had 500, do you say you doubled it? Got double the amount, or do you say you tripled it? I guess if you say you got double the amount than you did before, I guess that'd be right, or then you would just say you tripled it. I don't know. I'm not a smart guy. Oh, we're looking right at it. There it is. Perfect. I was about to end this episode, but we found it. So this is an asteroid that you can claim and then sell it to the local government. The trick here is, if there's multiple factions listed on here, you can sell it to the poorest faction. You'll get less money, but more rep with them. The less rep they offer, the more money you get. That's usually because you have a good rep with them. So what is going on there? Oh, my power. So I ran out of power in a sense, so my ship's acting up. So if we hit F on here, we can claim, and then you can found a mine on here. Look at the cost of this. So this is way out of our league right now, but you can claim all these. What we're going to do instead is sell the asteroid, and here you go. So you can see all the different factions here, how much you make. So that one that was poor, it was probably the Wussist Commonwealth, maybe. But we're going to sell it to these guys. A lot less rep because we're already friendly with them. But we're going to get 45k credits for that. And there's always at least one of those in the starting system. In fact, I think there's only ever one. But I know there should be at least a minimum of one in a starting system, because that's how the generator is programmed. So everyone who starts in a system should find one of those. Unless if you're playing multiplayer, you're in the same system together, etc. You know, somebody might have already done it. But you should find one of those anyways. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. Now you guys get to decide a few things if you've watched this far. First of all, we're going to continue with the co-op series. It's not going to go anywhere. It might diminish an episode a day, only because it is supposed to be a co-op series, and I'm supposed to play with Togi, so he has to be around, and you get that. I'm thinking of doing 2 episodes of this a day on the channel, if you guys can handle it. Also, like I said, this is an uncut series, so as we said, there shouldn't be anything in between. So I'm not going to mine between this episode and the next. It's not supposed to be that way, and I want to hear your feelings about that. Anyways, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you wonderful people next time.